Hey, Pastor Bob here. I want to share with you an encouraging word as we continue to focus on the post-resurrection appearances of Jesus Christ and seek to learn from those encounters. And I'd like to share with you from a verse, Jeremiah 29, verse 13, says, "You will seek me and you will find me when you seek me with all your heart." As we think about that verse in perspective with the two on the road to Emmaus, we talked about on Sunday their story and how they recognized Jesus in the breaking of bread. And what I'd like to do is just suggest a couple things that I think we can learn from those two on the road to Emmaus that can help us recognize Jesus in our circumstances, in our world today. And I would suggest to you that what they did is they simply did what they were supposed to do. In other words, Jesus was asked on one occasion, what is the greatest commandment? He said to love God and then to love your neighbor as yourself. And so when we really break it down, what they did, as Luke tells us, it was late in the day. Jesus had acted as if he was going to go on. And so they offer hospitality to a stranger, someone they clearly didn't recognize. They didn't know who he was, but they're offering hospitality. They're loving their neighbor. And beyond that, we're told that when they gather around the table, they not only offered hospitality, but they're sharing a meal together. They're offering food and fellowship with this stranger. And in doing so, when Jesus begins to break bread, we're told they recognized him. All of a sudden, this meal that they were just sharing together in a hospitable way becomes an opportunity where they recognize and see Jesus. Now let's take that and apply that in our lives. If we're going to see Jesus in our world today, especially in some very trying and challenging circumstances where we find ourselves, I would suggest to you that we can learn from these two and may well recognize Jesus more clearly when we do the things he's asked us to do, when we love neighbor or when we love as Jesus loves us. In fact, let me suggest 5 things you can do that can help you see Jesus more clearly in the world and also help others see Jesus in us. Certainly love people, love the unloving, the people who are difficult to love. Forgive, display joy, show that you have a joyous heart, extend grace instead of criticism, and serve and help others. When we do these things that Jesus has asked us to do, I believe we too will see Jesus in this world much more clearly, and I'm pretty confident others will see Jesus in us as well. May God be glorified. We'll see you online.